Hey, hey, friends. Angie and I are actually crafting today. We have just been taking some time to figure out how we actually show you guys actual crafting in a live because normally we're just talking. So it's been a little complicated today. We are going to be showing you guys how to use a DTF print. This is basically sort of a continuation of Sublimation Camp. We wanted to give you an opportunity to start using those skills and giving you reminders of what's in Sublimation Camp so that you'll continue to log in.
And this one will be way more casual. So if you have like questions, comments, whatever, feel free if you're joining us on the YouTube live, just drop those and we'll just sort of chat along with you as we craft today. And this is completely live crafting. So there could be mistakes that happen. It's part of the adventure here.
Oh, please go right. Please go right.
Part of the challenge. You should have been with us the past 30 minutes trying to figure out an overhead shot, but that's okay.
It doesn't work for me. No overhead shot for me.
I'm going to do an overhead shot. We're going to get through this.
We only get there with a terrible, terrible echo. So we decided I will just tell you what's going on.
Okay, so if anyone has a DTF print and a shirt or something to put it on and you want to like craft along with us, we would love that. I think both of us are going to do prints that are actually in the Sublimation Camp. So this first one is like reading is dreaming with your eyes open. And then I also I made a gang sheet and ordered some gang sheets from Sublimation Camp stuff. And this is another one that's in Sublimation Camp 2024. So if you have access to Sub Camp, that's another one that's in there. So if you don't know, first of all, you can order DTF prints, and this is called a gang sheet. A gang sheet is a very fancy printing word for collage.
I like it. It's just a collage of everything you want to print, but you're paying basically for one print versus each individual print. So it's a lot cheaper to make a gang sheet. And I happened to notice that Angie Holden just had a video go up on YouTube about making a gang sheet. So head over to her channel. Mine will be up at some point because Angie and I have the same videos that we are working on. So she beat me on this one.
In my video, I'm using Canva to create a gang sheet. So if you ever like wanted to print at home and make a gang sheet, you could. But however, a lot of places you order, they have a gang builder, black better terms, right in the thing. So I ordered from Pro World. I've ordered from Heat Transfer Warehouse, So Fancy, and then Pro World also sells the Super Color DTF, and I ordered that as well. I just wanted to like see the quality of a bunch of different ones of these. And all of those had just the simple builder where you could add things right in like where you order. So you just sort of added the files and moved them around, resized them right where you order.
Yeah, I only have this one print today, but that's because I've been holding off ordering a bunch of both regular DTF prints and UV DTF prints for a project I'm working on. So I just haven't done my big order yet in time for this video.
Yes, I just wanted to check out the quality. So just like sitting here with everything, the only thing I'll say is the one I got from So Fancy is the colors don't pop off as much. That's the only thing I'll say. Yeah, but the others look the same to me. But yeah, it's just a little bit lighter colors from the So Fancy one.
That's interesting. Mine is from Heat Transfer Warehouse, and I've been thrilled with every DTF print I've ordered from them. They've been absolutely gorgeous.
I actually don't think I have any more from Heat Transfer Warehouse because I've used them all. That's the reason.
Yes, they are really wonderful. And yes, I think Mary just said that like they helped her out creating a gang sheet.
Yes.
It's really nice at Heat Transfer Warehouse. So they were one of our sponsors for Sublimation Camp, and Angie and I are big fans.
We've been out there. I totally, they will help you along the way. Or I've had some of these companies like email me back and be like the way you did it, we could resize it this way and get another one on there or something like that. And so I feel like all of these companies are very helpful. So if you are like, I'm scared to order a DTF print, just try it. They'll help you. It's going to be okay. It's not that hard.
Just probably email the support team at Heat Transfer Warehouse and say, here's the files I want. Can you help me? And they probably would.
Yes.
Angie can also help you when she made her gang sheets. But, you know, I feel like they're super helpful over there. So,
yes.
So maybe we should talk about what DTF is.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So Sublimation Camp is all about sublimation, but this year we expanded it a little bit and started talking about DTF printing, which is direct to film printing. So direct to film printing kind of helps out with some of the things that are sort of cons when it comes to sublimation. Like the sublimation needs light colored fabric and polyester, but you don't need those things for DTF prints. You can put DTF on any color garment, almost any fabric. You can even put it on wood and neoprene and some other things as well. And so we wanted to add DTF into Sublimation Camp this year because it's a sort of emerging technology and ordering prints is pretty easy at this point. So we're like, let's get people familiar with DTF so that as it grows over the next few years, you guys are all sort of in on the ground floor. And it's basically another printer craft. However, the printer is a little bit more expensive, thousands of dollars more expensive. So that's why a lot of people are ordering DTF prints. But basically it is a 5-color printer. So you have the normal C, M, Y, and K. So cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, as well as white. And because it can put that white blocker on the back of any image, which if I show you here, that we have a printed image on the front, but if you look at the back, it's white. So it has a white blocker layer on the back. That means you can put it on dark fabrics. So super easy to use, pretty easy to order, very difficult to have a printer if you do have one. Maybe not very difficult. I guess it depends on your tolerance level for having to do maintenance and troubleshoot and things. But I think most of our people are going to be ordering prints.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult.
It was a lot to learn. We went to Heat Transfer Warehouse and played around with the DTF printer for a couple days, and we both were like, can't wait until this technology progresses beyond where we are right now. I mean, there are people, obviously there are people with DTF printers out there and they're making really amazing things, but at this point for me and Angie, we're like not ready to have one in our homes.
So this video, like we're going to just barely touch DTF. We're going to press a DTF print and show you what that's like. But if you want like way more DTF information, Sublimation Camp, Sublimation plus DTF Camp 2024 is the place to find that. Hopefully you joined us either with the free or the all access pass when we had it in May. If you did not, we do have a deal. So we are going to do, you know what? I haven't done this yet.
You do. I'll tell everybody about our deal and you can tell me something.
Well, it's use the code GetCrafty1 for $20 off the all access pass. And I'm going to like add that to the bottom here. Okay. And that's at sublimationcamp.com.
Yeah. So we have our all access pass still for sale. We had something like 40 classes, including beginner classes, basics classes, as well as more advanced classes, teaching you all about sublimation and now DTF crafting. So if you want to learn more about DTF, then definitely we had how many, probably 6 or 7 classes on DTF, 5, 6, 7?
Probably.
A number of classes on DTF. Including, you know, people who have their own printers and is something as simple as ordering a print. So yeah, let us know in the comments if you got your pass or if you joined us for free or if you're still hemming and hawing on whether or not you want to get that pass. Gotta let us know.
All right. So I did add. Yes, I did it. Okay. I added the QR code so you can scan that at any point in time to check that all access pass out. And if you joined us either for the free or the all access pass and you downloaded those freebies that we had, you will have these same cute prints that we're going to use available to you. So you could do exactly the projects we're going to do today.
And somebody says, doesn't DTF sit on top of the fabric versus sublimation becoming part of the fabric? And yes, it does. So it is a heat transfer type product. However, it is, Angie and I find it superior to something like HTV because if you apply it properly, it should last 50 to 100 washes without cracking or peeling or anything like that. And then when it does start to sort of break down, if you're wearing something 100 times, good for you. When it does break down, it breaks down a little bit more like a, excuse me, a screen print, where it sort of gets sort of these like micro fissures in it and it just becomes even softer. It doesn't like peel and crack and you lose huge chunks of your image. So yes, it does sit on top of the fabric and it's very thin, much thinner than a lot of HTV. So it's definitely, I think, an improvement over HTV. I mean, HTV, you can make shirts all day long. I still use HTV to make shirts, but if you're looking for something, you know, that's full color, that's going to last a little bit better than HTV, then DTF might be for you.
Yeah, if you've ever wanted to print something that has like all this gradients and shading and all that kind of stuff that you would get with a printed product, but you are unhappy with the current like printable things on the market, ordering DTF transfers might be something you want to do. And I think both of us in the description below the video have like a list of places to order DTF prints. So if you're like watching this at a later time want to order DTF prints, we'll list those in the description below the video.
Yeah. I had something to say and then it went out of my brain.
That's what happens in your life.
I got it back. I'm drinking my coffee. You can use all of those sublimation images for DTF. So basically that's one of the things we liked about DTF combining it with that Sublimation Camp is basically images work for both. So all of those bright 4-color images that you love for sublimation that you're putting on t-shirts and tumblers and things, you can put on a transfer for DTF and use those as well.
But now I can use this bright pink shirt today and put something that has white on it on the pink shirt. And that's like the beauty of DTF for me.
Yeah, for me. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's one perfect crafting thing. They all have pros and cons, right? And I think that DTF's con is that the machine is right now very expensive. Even DTF prints aren't like, often the shipping is expensive. I mean, but there are some places that are starting to offer free shipping. So I don't know. I feel like there's pros and cons to all the things.
And it is not, Carrie asked, it is not, DTF is not restricted to the color of garment. Any color of garment goes. Black, you can do a white thing on black. Like
this is actually a type of DTF if on my shirt here. So,
so like white on black and any fabric content. Basically, if it is porous, DTF will work on it. So I've used it on shirts, hats. Corey's going to do a tote bag today. Wood, anything that's porous does not work on hard surfaces though. So we have not had luck with DTF on hard surfaces.
Yeah, we both did it. There's a couple of videos if you go searching on our YouTube channels, or I think Jen's here, she can drop links. We did videos on like, what else does DTF work on? And both of us for the glass and ceramic, we were like, this is
no.
And back to the sublimation printer for those.
All right, so should we start pressing?
Sure. Somebody did ask, what's the best DTF paper that won't show the color of the t-shirt? So DTF is not printed on paper. DTF is printed on a film. So it's actually, this is the film.
Clear.
And it's clear, basically.
I'm going to see my hand.
And yeah, you need to have the specialized printer to be able to run basically a giant roll of this film through your printer. It's not done in sheets generally.
And Corey talked about the shipping cost, which is another benefit of a gang sheet. So I could get like several different things on here for several different shirts, order at one time, pay shipping one time. So I also try to like bulk up with one of them.
That's why I haven't ordered yet, because I have like all of these things I want to make. Oh, Crystal says she's here and she's going to drop links, and I forgot to close Slack. So now it's clicking at me. I'm going to close Slack. Thank you, Crystal.
Someone asked, is Sublimation Camp for beginners? Most definitely. So Sublimation Camp goes all the way from beginner to more advanced. We even coded the classes this year so you can see exactly which ones are for beginners, which ones are intermediate. So you can like start with those beginner classes.
And we have 10 super beginner classes. We call them Sublimation Basics. They're taught by me and Angie. They are from years past where we've been just teaching the basics of sublimation. So each year we just add more basics classes. And so those are a great place to start if you haven't done any I mean, like Angie goes into a class like, what is sublimation? And then we have several classes that touch on doing sublimation without a printer.
Yes. And let's like talk safety, crafting safety real quick before we press. So we always recommend working in a well-ventilated area, regardless of what you're pressing. Sublimation, DTF, it does not matter to us. We are going to recommend that you press in a well-ventilated area.
Yeah, that's basically the worries that you have for pressing a DTF print, because having a DTF printer has a lot of DTF safety concerns. I'm actually going to film it after this. I'm filming a whole video on, is DTF safe? So that'll be coming out later next month. But pressing a print, there's really just not a huge amount of safety concerns. But just like with sublimation, you just want to have everything crafting in a well-ventilated area, a little bit of a cross breeze. Normally I would have a fan blowing in here, but because we're doing this on film, I don't.
Yeah, like fan, air purifier, all those type of things. However, you need to hear us. So that's one downfall.
Right.
So someone asked about the gang sheets. And yes, so what you would do is, and I do have a full video on YouTube, but you would go to where you're ordering your DTF prints and you would say, you can pull down the list of sizes they have, and they might have one that's big enough for you. The example was if I had 16 transfers, they might have a size that's big enough for you to do that in there. And it could potentially be cheaper, especially if you use the side. So basically, like this is good for my shirt, but I use this side to run down things that I might put on hats or smaller things. So I used this area. Whereas if I was to order just a 2-size DTF print, they're probably going to charge me for this film because it's a waste for them. So not wasting that film could potentially make it way cheaper, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Let's talk a little bit about what you need to press a DTF print. Yeah. I mean, then the answer is not much.
Yep.
So I've got 4 supplies here with me today. They're not even like, I've got my blank. So I've got my blank tote bag. I got my DTF print. I'm using my Wallapress. So I'm actually just going to turn my camera over here, get side view of my office over here. So I'm using my Wallapress.
Use the Easy Press. So I want to show you that you can do this even with the Easy Press. So our goal is like any press you have that you could do this.
Yeah. And then I also have a piece of parchment paper. You may or may not need this.
I did grab a lint roller in case you have pets in the house. I would definitely recommend a little lint roller before you press. Yep. And
people always ask me if this behind me is decorative, and I'm like, no, I can grab a lint roller. I mean, like I use almost everything on this thing.
I also have my heat resistant tape. Not necessarily if like you're using a traditional press, but the Easy Press, you tend to shift a little bit with it.
Yep.
So I like to tape my transfer down just in case it like shifts a little bit. As you know, you just can't hold still. I can't.
All right, so I'm trying to get really close to my computer here. So Kim asks, what are the transfers that can be used on Libby glass cups? So I actually have one of those. Let me grab it.
Yep. So that is actually UV DTF. So UV DTF is a different process. It uses a different printer. It is similar where it prints on direct to film, but it's a different ink and it's cured with a UV light. And Corey has an example for you, and they're kind of like stickers. So
yeah, so this is, let's see if I can get it up here in my computer screen. So this is like a little wrap that I put on this mug here. It's super cute. It actually has several mistakes in it, so we're just going to ignore the mistakes. If you're watching this on YouTube later, you can like slow it down and see where I've made some mistakes. I've done 2 of these now, and I have not been thrilled with either of them, and I think it's partially my design. I'm not able to get the bookshelf lined up in the back properly. I'm trying very hard, but it's just not quite working for me. So I need to play around with it a little bit more, but it's also on my list of things to order.
Whereas the DTF we're using today, the back looks like this. So it's sort of an adhesive that's going to stick to porous surfaces. The back of UV DTF that you would use on a Libby glass can would actually be super sticky. Those stickers are insane.
Like I was pulling off the,
hold on, go ahead.
I was pulling off the carrier sheet and I actually ripped the transfer because I'm still like learning how to use it. And I was like, okay, I need to be way more careful than this.
So this is a sheet of UV DTF, and I'm gonna ruin one because I mean this is sticky. So I'm just gonna peel it off here.
It's like one of the stickiest stuff I've ever used in my craft.
It comes with like a transfer tape over it, and you peel the transfer tape back, and the back is white, but this stuff is so sticky. Like once you apply it to something, you can't even move it. Like it is extreme adhesive.
I have a video. I put a video on my schedule on how to remove UV DTF from a project because I now have 2 mugs I need to clean.
I don't know if it's gonna come off.
I'm going to try soaking them in some various things. I've got 2 that I ruined that I'm going to see if I can rescue the cup from.
I was playing with it and I was like, wow, that I was trying to take it off and the sticker just completely fell apart. Like one more supply optional. This is a DTF cooling block. If you so some DTF transfers, I think like let it cool a little while, and you might on some surfaces want to cool it all the way down. Like
with this tote bag, I'm going to let it cool all the way.
This makes it faster. So it's basically like a piece of marble, and it just it pulls the heat out more. You need more of those. You do.
Where do I get it? Where did you get it? Where do I get it?
Amazon. DTF cooling block.
All right, I'm literally adding it to my cart right now. When I said this was going to be like very casual, here I am adding something to my Amazon cart.
Ordering for Amazon. Someone asked, will you talk about the Sublimation DTF hack? And I'm going to say no for both of us, Corey.
I mean, we're not going to talk. We don't. I don't know how to say this. Neither Angie nor I do not think it is a safe way to do DTF printing.
Correct. Yeah. So we believe there are safety concerns with that hack. And so neither one of us will teach how to do it because of the safety issues, if that makes sense.
Especially, I did a lot of research into safety concerns for DTF for this video that I'm going to literally film after this. And I chatted with Daniel Pentecost, who you guys may recognize from the Facebook group. Our Sublimation Camp Facebook group. He's kind of like our tech helper guy. The man knows all the things. And he really was able to give me a good overview of what's safe, what's not safe, and how you can make DTF printing safer. And we just don't really feel like the hack is a great way to not get like lung cancer. So
and I'm going to try to make this shirt very, very perfect. So I'm going to use my t-shirt ruler.
Oh, nice.
I really, really, really want a shirt that says this on it.
Oh, I've already made this tote bag and I want to make this one exactly the same. So let me grab my other tote bag. Hold on.
Got it. And Tiffany asked about a video to remove HTV glue, and I have one that's very old. There's actually I don't even remember the brand name of the stuff, but there's actually a product you can use, a chemical, to remove HTV glue. So I do have one. It's very old. If you'll message me, I might be able to dig that up for you. So
my channel as well, and I just grabbed the stuff Angie was talking about.
That's it.
It was on my tote bag. So it's this VLR remover. I have the same video probably as Angie does. Mine's a little bit newer probably. But you can use this.
Mine is very old. I couldn't even remember doing it.
Oh, how funny. Yeah, mine's probably a year old. And so yes, I've already made this tote bag. So I wanted to make the other one like this, the decal at the same height. So here, I'm grabbing another supply.
Yep.
Tape measure.
Yes. Or t-shirt ruler. All right. I think we can press, yeah?
Yes, I think we can press. I need to get mine where I want it. Actually, I'm going to measure, put mine. So my heat press has like a drawer that pulls out. So I'm going to pull it out here and kind of see what's happening. Maybe I'll turn this like this. What do we think, people?
So I just have my shirt with easy press mat under it. If you find you don't get enough like pressure with the easy press mat, the Artist Free heat resistant mat is a bit firmer. I use it sometimes. Either way. And my easy press keeps wanting to automatically turn off. That's how long I've been talking.
Stop it. Easy press. Are we going to yeah, we should pre-press.
Yes. So pre-press a few seconds.
Yeah.
5 to 10 seconds, something like that.
5 to 10 seconds. Oh my gosh. I needed to reset my heat press. It's way too.
Okay. So we'll talk time and temperature. I would definitely, wherever you purchase DTF prints, see what they recommend, but it's usually about 325 for 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to do 20 because I'm using the easy press, and Corey is going to do.
Yep. Hold on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 25 seconds. I have made, as you saw, I've made this project already once. And the first go was terrible. Nothing stuck. Like it really, really was terrible. And I was really disappointed. And then I gave my boys tweezers and they literally picked the entire bad transfer off of the tote bag to rescue it for me. So shout out to my 9-year-olds. So I'm going to be using 25. I used it for when I did it the second time and it worked so much better. Normally I'm like a hot peel girl. I'm like, just rip that Band-Aid off. And you'll see that in most of my YouTube videos, but I let this one cool entirely. And I think that worked better for me. So
yeah, I am not a hot peel girl.
Rip it off, Angie.
So I kind of bent the carrier sheet just a little bit so I could see the middle. And then I'm just kind of lining that up on the shirt in the middle. And I'm using a Bella Canvas shirt because they're my favorite, always my favorite.
They are the best. That's why. Just making sure I'm putting it in.
Okay, and as discussed, I'm going to use a little bit of heat resistant tape just because I'm going to use the easy press. And good luck with me talking and holding the easy press still, even for 20 seconds.
So I have my heat press set to 325 for 25 seconds. You do not need a pressing cloth, a Teflon sheet, butcher paper, nothing. You're just putting this straight in the press.
0 things. When we say there are no supplies, there are no supplies.
No supplies. All right, so I'm going to press mine.
I didn't use a lint roll, but you could use a lint roller before you put that
I didn't
down.
roll either, but this one like came right out of the package, so I'm okay. And you do want
it does look backwards, and if I try to adjust that, Corey, it is going to be a hot mess. Let's look.
Can we adjust it? Mine's pressing right now. All right, that's it. Mine pressed.
Did it.
And you do want to have something like
I fixed it. It was the camera. It is not backwards. Yay. Sorry.
Sort of a medium to heavy pressure. So like you don't want light, you want that, decent pressure.
Yes.
And now I'm going to let mine cool.
And so I'm going to press down. I basically press down as hard as I can.
You guys can see here, I've got it cooling, but we're just going to let it kind of cool a little bit before I peel this off. Once it cools a little bit, I'll pull it off pull it off the heat press here.
So that was 325, 20 seconds. And then the DTF cooling block, like super technical. You just rub it across it.
I really love the idea of this thing. I'm like, can I just go find some other? I don't think I've
if you have like a piece of marble or
something. I have a marble rolling pin.
Or a marble like coaster. I mean, I don't think it matters. It's literally a piece of marble to like help pull out the heat.
Love that.
And then I think I'm ready to peel it back.
I'm gonna let mine
now, 5. Let's see. So I'm like always super nervous, so I check in all the corners. And it looks like it's good, so I'm going to start peeling it back. And I peel it like straight back on itself. And Corey's always like, rip it off when we're together.
See, I'm going to see if I can get my computer screen down here. Okay.
Let's see if she just rips it off. She's always like, just rip it off, Angie. Look at her.
Like just rip it off, Angie.
Are you sure? I'm so sure that this is... It worked.
It worked.
It looks all right. So good.
So then you want to do a post press for DTF prints because you do want to make sure that that really gets into the fibers and it's part of the proper pressing process. So I'm going to be using parchment paper. So as sublimation crafters, we're big into butcher paper, but it can stick. So you want to use parchment paper, which is coated with silicone.
Or technical thing here. Take the end of your shirt and fold it back up over your print. That 0 other supplies if you do that.
I can't do that with a tote bag. So put this back on my press and I'm going to give it like another 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, like 10-15 seconds for the post. And it just sort of like pushes it into the fibers a little more. That's the best way I know to explain it. And will definitely increase the durability.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Cute.
So cute. And I love that I can like do the white on that dark pink and it still looks white. Love it.
And you can reuse parchment paper forever. I feel like there's no ink. So yeah, there's my.
Okay. I can turn this one off. And there's my shirt.
Oh, cute. Look what we made.
Now I have a new shirt that has books on it. I'm very happy.
Angie and I always talk about this sometimes. We are in a book club together. We read obsessively. If we're not here, we're doing puzzles and listening to audiobooks.
So Carolyn asked about ordering products. So we both, in the description below the video, you can head there and see like places we like to order DTF prints, but there's seriously so many places selling DTF prints now. You could experiment with local places. If you're not getting quality prints, you might go with like one of the ones we recommend, but there's like so many places selling DTF prints. I feel like the version I did was from Pro World. The version Corey did was from Heat Transfer Warehouse.
I did find a local place to me that will allow me to do local pickups. So they're at like heattransfers.com, I think is what it is. Again, I'm just going to pop on my computer.
But the benefit of finding someplace local, especially if you're going to have like quality prints, would be that we talked about the shipping is often the most expensive part. You could eliminate that if you could find someone local to you.
Find somebody local.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to find that heattransfers.com is local to me. I'm like, what a URL. Well done.
And then the cute design is in Sublimation Camp. So if you attended Sublimation Camp beginning of this month and downloaded that design, you can make exactly the projects that we made today. Otherwise, we are offering $20 off the All Access Pass if you did not purchase it during that time. And the code is, it's scrolling, but it's at sublimationcamp.com and it's GetCrafty1 through May 31st.
All right. So you can see how easy DTF printing is. If you want to learn more about DTF printing, we have all these classes in Sublimation plus DTF Camp. And they're all just as fun as this, where we're just chatting with you. All of our teachers are so good too. I don't know, everybody's amazing.
I'm so glad Dee said she'd be afraid to rip it off too. Corey's always like, just peel it back, just peel it back. And I'm like, slowly peeling it back.
I feel like we have like HTV PTSD, right? Where it's like, I've ruined too many things by peeling back my carrier sheet too quickly.
I'm so scared.
So Mary says, a corner of mine lifted when I pressed my first one. Yes, you can press a little bit longer. I found that this particular fabric, which is just a thicker, needed that full 25 seconds. And then that post press is really important because there are times where things will look like they're not quite down and then you do that post press and they stick really well.
Yeah, and I added a little bit of time for the easy press as well, just because like you're not getting that consistent pressure. You're probably moving it around a little bit. So I always add a little bit of time. And someone asked on up there about the auto press, and I've tried the auto press with DTF as well. It worked great. So I've tried a regular heat press, an auto press. You saw me use the easy press. I haven't found a press that won't work with this stuff.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I don't know. I love it all. I'm like, I can't wait until the technology advances to the point where I want one in my house. It's not there yet, but.
Carol Ann asked, should I be closing my heat press when I'm waiting for it to heat up? And that probably depends on like what you're pressing. Some things say to like white toner, you definitely do that because you want the base to be hot before you start it. I also do that for things like sublimation slate or sublimation tile or things like that, where I don't want the base of the heat press to automatically start pulling the heat out. So I do that on some things. For DTF, I do not.
Yeah. And I think it depends too. My heat press after a while will beep at me though. Like I have to set it to a certain amount of time or it'll just beep at me while it's heating up. And you can also do it on things like a mug press. Like a mug press will heat up faster if you put a blank mug in there because it's heating the mug and not the air. So you can, keep it closed while it's heating up.
All right, so I guess like any last minute questions for us, drop those in the comment section. And if you are joining us for the replay, definitely you can ask comments below and we will both answer those. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have about pressing a DTF print. I would definitely encourage you to try this. Seriously, like, I don't even know how to explain the feel. I would just try it for yourself because the feel, yes, it sits on top of the fabric, but the feel is so much thinner than if this was an HTV or a lot of the other printable products I've used. It's just so much thinner. It's like just the ink and adhesive. That's all that's on there. Yeah,
there's no, So this shirt here is from our merch shop. I don't know if, Angie, we have a link for that somewhere.
Oh, I do. I have one of mine on too.
So these are from our merch shop. And this is made with Supacolor, which is a sort of a type of DTF. But I wear this all the time. This has been washed a lot. I mean, I probably wear this shirt once or twice a week. And it's been every week since I've gotten it for, I don't know. It has been washed many, many times and it still looks perfect.
And I did go ahead. I put up the merch shop in both the thing across the bottom and the QR code. So
yes, we do have a little merch shop if you're like, want to check it out. We've got some really cute shirts. Our shirt for Sublimation, our official shirt for Sublimation plus DTF Camp this year is a heat press and it says hot stuff. And you can get shirts, you can get mugs, stickers. They're freaking adorable.
And Jen, I did not change the mat with the auto press, just like I did with the easy press here. If you find you're having trouble with that lifting, that would be the first thing I would do. It's probably not the press. It may just be that mat is to change it out for a firmer mat, like the Artistry mat or something like that.
Artistry, another one of our amazing sponsors.
Yes. And that's true. Up until the end of the month, the Heat Transfer Warehouse code, discount code, is still valid in Sublimation Camp. So if you wanted to order a DTF print, you have that Sublimation Camp access. Just head there and grab that coupon code for Heat Transfer Warehouse to order a DTF print.
Let's see. Kit says, to know, are you putting the DTF on cotton shirts? Oh, yes, we are. That's one of the best things about DTF is that you can put them on cotton shirts.
I am pretty sure. Oh, this one is a 52% cotton, the one I used, but I've used it on a 100% cotton as well.
I think this is probably 100% cotton, the shirt I have on. Yeah, that was, Angie and I like both love Bella Canvas garments. They're just so soft and great company. They've got a lot of really eco-friendly processes and things that we really like. And we were so glad to find something that worked really well on their garments. Cause I'm like, and they have that huge range of colors. So you're like, I want this like random turquoise that I'm not gonna be able to put sublimation on there, but totally works for DTF.
Someone attended camp and is looking for the no coffee, no talkie file. I feel like that was an all access pass thing, maybe by racking my brain.
I can't remember.
We could probably find it.
If Jen's still watching, she might know.
Yeah, she might.
You looking?
And
then somebody asked a question about a white toner printer, but I don't know if we have the answer to this. There's no black.
Oh, yeah. So with a white toner printer, you can print black. It just sort of mixes the colors and makes a black. You can swap the toners, but you would need to, there's like a special way to do that within your RIP software. I just print black with a mixture of the colors is all I do. But there are ways to swap the toners, but you do not have to.
Okay. Crystal's looking to see if she can find the no coffee, no talkie. I'm trying to think of okay. My brain is just, I haven't had enough coffee today.
Yeah, so that's needed more coffee to get
it. Could it have been 2 years ago, or was it? Or were you sure it was this time? Tamara,
it was this time. I remember sending them back to her because they were in the wrong format, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh, is it Marilyn?
Yes, Making with Marilyn. Her
tumblers in an oven.
Tumblers in the oven was her class, and if not, look on the all access pass, the bonus section, and download her bonus, and I'm pretty sure it'll be there. And then someone asked about a comparison between screen print transfers and DTF transfers, and there's one in Sublimation Camp. Kelsey Sapp did that comparison for us, so I would watch her class within Sublimation Camp.
Yeah, she's got a good video on it.
Yes.
This was fun. I feel like you and I get together all the time and we just talk. And this was like talking and crafting.
Well, now we got to get together and craft. And I have the cutest book shirt now to wear out. So if you are a book lover, I'm wondering if you wear like bookish shirts around, if like you find friends that talk to you about books. So I'm going to test that theory.
You're just walking around the grocery store like, anybody?
Yes. Does anyone know about this? Yeah.
So we are going to be doing one of these a month for now.
Yes.
Really, we're just trying to encourage you to get back into Sublimation Camp because we don't want you to think that your pass is, forget that it exists. So this is like our reminder. Go back in there, figure out what we're doing. Next month, we are joining with Craft Chameleon.
Yes. Yes.
And we're talking about
their video was on pressing on different color acrylic, like they were like toppers for your 40-ounce tumbler.
Yeah, for
so we're going to be pressing those, with sublimation. So if you want to craft along with us, like you want to make the thing at the same time, then order you some of those acrylic blanks from Craft Chameleon. And I would do that this week if you can. So you can use the Craft Chameleon coupon code.
So we should send out an email this week or something telling people what we're going to be using so that they can get the.
Yes, so they could probably use the coupon code. That would be good.
Did you hear that? Add that to our list of emails to send from our.
Probably like Thursday or Friday would be great.
Yeah. So crafting camps, Angie and I were kind of under the crafting camps umbrella informally for a while, but now we are more formal. And now we have an email address, like an email system just for crafting camps so that you don't have to, join both of our lists if you don't want. But if you want to join that list, I think we have a link to sign up in the description.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. If not, we'll add it.
Yeah.
But that way you can get upcoming events from us anytime we get together and do anything, basically. We've got some fun things planned for later this summer, a few things already planned for fall. We have stuff planned all the way into next summer, guys. It's going to be so fun. And these are like new things. We've got things we haven't done before. So.
And we'll send you reminders of this because this will be once a month. We'll get together and craft and just have some fun.
Yeah.
All right. And I mean, I feel like we need to convince Heidi she needs to come on with all these UV DTF questions.
Yes, I think we need to talk to Heidi. She did a UV DTF class, and maybe she can help me with tips to get my transfers on straighter. I even followed her class, and I was like, why can't I seem to do this? But I think I'm just trying to match up too.
But for now, those UV DTF questions, I would definitely head to Sublimation Camp, get your ticket, and then watch Heidi's class all about that. I think that will answer a lot of those questions.
Yeah, she's a super helpful teacher.
They will always be on Tuesday, Barbara, and it's the last Tuesday of the month, basically. Probably unless there's like some kind of holiday that falls, then it might change, but the last Tuesday of the month generally.
Yeah. I think we have them planned out all the way through the rest of the year, at least through November. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. So you all join us next month. And in the meantime, if you're in camp, join us in the Facebook group and ask our questions. And if you make this project, either the shirt, the tote, put this file on any surface, share a picture in the Facebook group because we love seeing it.
We love seeing what you guys craft.
Yes. So if you craft along, definitely share a picture of that.
Yes.
All right. I think that's it.
All right, friends.